Hello everyone, and welcome to week 35 for Xur. Hello there. This is going to be pretty clear this week in a lot of your purchases. A lot of very, very easy decisions to make, so I'll keep things moving quickly. Starting at the bottom, pulse rifle, fusion rifle, and rocket launcher telemetries level up those weapons faster. Plasma drive and emerald coil for those rare blue quality sparrows. And shocker of the century, 5 heavy ammo synthesis for 1 strange coin. Who would have thought? Titans. 2 weeks in a row now, you're getting Ruin Wings. Stat roll is 102, 1 point higher than last week, so no, you do not need to buy these again to min-max that 1 point of strength, of all things. I believe these are a top-tier exotic for PvE, and they're a top-tier exotic that everyone should have if you ever plan on making Titan, or have a Titan, or experience Titan in any sort of fashion. They increase your ability to be at your absolute strongest, which is great. With Prison of Elders around the corner, I think once you get more comfortable with the place, that you'll maybe feel more comfortable switching over to Ruin Wings as opposed to Helm of Saint 14, although I think Helm of Saint 14 is going to be the best exotic for that place. Regardless, you should still absolutely buy Ruin Wings. Hunters. You're getting the ATS-8 Arachnid. Stat roll of 61 Discipline and 68 Strength is not too shabby as a stat roll, but that is not going to make me want to buy this. These are going to be a hard pass, or this is going to be a hard pass. Having your Golden Gun zoom is useful on the big maps. Yes, I know, I understand. But unless all you play is combined arms, the ATS-8 Arachnid is effectively the worst hunter exotic in the game. Everyone I know uses the symbiote, I use the symbiote, and for good reason. This is a hard pass. Very hard pass. Warlocks are getting Obsidian Mind, 70 Intellect, and 58 Strength. Not too bad of a stat roll either, total stat roll. The main bonus makes your Nova Bomb kills reduce the cooldown of your next Nova Bomb. Now, Crota's End made this helm absolutely god tier for Warlocks. Incredibly good. Will it be as good in Prison of Elders? I think unlikely, because you're not really going to see that kind of enemy cluster that you did in Crota's End in Prison of Elders. However, it's still the best Voidwalker PvE helm in the game, and I still think it's very much worth buying. Every Warlock should have this thing, much like every Titan should have Ruin Wings. The weapon of the week is the elusive Thunderlord, and with Thunderlord being sold, I believe Xur has now sold every non-exclusive weapon that is possible for him to sell. Thunderlord is in a weird position as a weapon. I think it's pretty good as a heavy machine gun, even if it is a little bit unruly with its recoil. But typically it's not good enough to beat out something like G-Horn in PvE or Truth in PvP on a general basis. For Nightfalls, Patience and Time is usually my exotic choice for Arcburn. Collectors are obviously going to grab this, and Thunderlord is not a bad weapon by any stretch of the imagination. This will likely be my Prison of Elders exotic for any Arcburn needs, Fatebringer in my primary, and Found Verdict in my secondary, or special. And overall, I think this is a good weapon to have, and you should at least consider purchasing it, but I can understand if you are hesitant to purchase. Engram of the week is Helm. Remember that engrams purchased now will reward dark below level items, so do not bother trying to buy a whole bunch of engrams to save them for the House of Wolves. Just wait until the 22nd to do that. Those looking for a Saint 14, Symbiote, Mask of the Third Man, you should all gamble. Obsidian Mind is on sale right now. Let's move to armor upgrades. Hunters, you have it pretty nice this week with a 127 Mask of the Third Man, which is 1 off the maximum, and a 168 Lucky Raspberry, which I believe is 2 off the maximum. Just upgrade both if you can afford it. These are ridiculously good rolls. Titans, you're getting a 117 Skullfort, which is pretty above average, and a 146 Crest, which is slightly above average. I think priority is going to go to the Crest to prep for Trials of Osiris if you want to go that route, as Skullfort really isn't that great outside of Crota, the Crota fight itself, which is, being phased out soon. Warlocks, You're getting a 92 Skull of Dire Ahimkara, pretty poor roll, and a 113 Apotheosis Veil, which is not too bad. Priority is just going to go to whichever one you use more. Weapons of the week. We have Bad Juju, Thorn, Plan C, Icebreaker, Jallarhorn, and Truth. PvE priority is going to be G-Horn, Bad Juju, Icebreaker, Plan C, Truth, Thorn. You got some leniency in that order. It's not a hard order. And PvP priority is going to be Thorn, then Truth, G-Horn, Plan C, Bad Juju, and Icebreaker. That is your Xur for week 35. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I will see you next time.